right, let's talk about money. Within 3 years, I went from my average video contracts being $4,000 to $15,000 to $35,000. I'm gonna give you the exact industry standard day rates about what you should be charging when, depending on where you're at in your career. So hi, my name's Jacinto. I'm a video producer, director, and DP out of San Francisco. I've got 10 years of experience working in video production. I've learned a few things. I still have a lot to learn, but there's definitely some things that I can teach people who are on the beginning of their journey. My first and number one tip when it comes to financials of running your own video business is to quote confidently. When you quote a number, you're gonna have to stick by that number. The work doesn't get cheaper, the client gets less. And that's fair. So if I'm working on a project and I quote a number and the client balks at that, they want less, I say, okay, that's completely fine, but we're not gonna bring another camera operator, or we're not gonna bring the whole lighting packet. Eventually in your career, you'll get to a point where you'll realize that every gig you take, whether it's at or below your normal rate, is an opportunity that you lost on that day to receive a higher rate potentially from another gig. So that's the sort of logic you gotta have when you're finding your rate and your quote. Little tip here, if you're working with a client that you really like, they're a good client, they treat you well, or it's a purpose and a cause that you wanna support, the kit fee is the easiest thing to waive. Still included on your invoice, mark it as waived so they know they're getting a deal. And that way you can show a little bit of good faith. Good omen? What is it? Here's what you should be charging as a videographer in 2026. I'm gonna move through this really quickly. Everything is by the day. Days are based around a 10-hour day rate. A videographer, a single person, one-person band, do it all individual, generally around $500 to $600 a day as a day rate. Camera operator working as a member of a team, I would imagine would be between $500 to $800 a day. Director of photography rate, somewhere within the range of $1,200 to $1,600 a day, depending on the project. Similarly, a director rate is somewhere between $1,200 to $1,800 a day, similar to the DP. The sky is the limit. They can be as much as the project demands, but these are some good starter rates to get a frame of reference. This is the part that so many people get wrong. Your gear doesn't matter. If you are booking projects with your client directly, you're not working under a producer, the client has no idea what kind of equipment you're working with and what kind of equipment you should be working with. All they care is that the stuff that you're making looks like the stuff that they want and that they have in their mind. Whether it's their competitor's product or something that's on Instagram, they just want something that's that good. It's your job to show them that you can do that with the tools that you have, regardless of what those tools actually are. Don't use your gear as a bargaining point or a marketing point with your customers. They could not care less. Being organized is one of the biggest competitive advantages that you could have. I have a longtime client that's a really great client that I started off working for as a videographer shooting a simple event. I think my first contract with them was like $600. That relationship has since evolved into being my largest contract yet, flying all over the country, managing people, managing contacts, managing talent. This client essentially told me they like working with me because I keep better track of the project than they do. That if they drop the ball or forget something, that I will be bugging them, following up, making sure that the ball is continuing to move down the court. It's the systems that turn a one-off gig into repeat business. Working quickly, efficiently, delivering quickly in post. I believe that so deeply that I actually built a product around it. It's called Threadline. It's a tool for video production that allows you to edit videos way faster using AI. If you're interested to learn more, go check out my other videos or head over to threadlinestudio.io. Coupon code Jacinto20 to get 20% off your first 3 months. We're not in the video business, we're in the service industry. This one director or producer that I've worked with a lot over the years has a really fantastic perspective on this. He would always say that he wants the client and the talent to be leaving the shoot already knowing that they love the video. Not because they were looking at the reference monitors or they saw the footage on the day, but because they had such a good time on the day of the shoot. They enjoyed spending time with the crew. They had fun on set. So when they watch it, they're already happy. They remember how fun the day was. They're set up to like you and like your work. The biggest thing in our industry is word of mouth. So you want to treat your clients well and they'll bring more to you. Someone will say, man, that video you made was so great. Who produced that for you? And then they'll send them your way. Hold your price, know your rates, skill over gear, organization over everything else. Obviously, there's a lot of different ways that you can look at this. This is my experience, and I'm sure there's even caveats to things that I said in here, but it's a good rule of thumb going forward. I'd love to hear, how do you go about quoting your clients? What are the things you think about? Do you have any horror stories of experience you had in the video production scene? I'd love to hear. My name's Jacinto. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it. It really helps me out. Check out the Threadline coupon code down in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, God.